A nice little group of deer. Some in the shadows right there. Well, it's turning out to be a beautiful day. It's going to get up to about 50 today. About 30 degrees when we left the truck. And we are out there. Ember's right there. We are out here, of course, getting exercise, looking for shads, and possibly getting on some birds. The leg's doing better. I always feel like the week, working Monday through Friday, gives you a chance to rest up. But then, as anyone knows, you got a German Shorthair with similar breed, pointing breed. They have lots of energy, so gotta keep them active with training or something. But yeah, looks like a clear sky. Good girl. Okay. She's definitely smelling something. She was on point for a little bit. So she's turning 3 this year. So we've had at least 3 hunting seasons, and her confidence in finding birds has just been growing and growing, which is what you want in a bird dog, but it also means that you'll lose them more often. So looking forward to getting a GPS tracker. I'm kind of waiting for one to go on sale. Good girl, go find it. Go find them. Go find them. But yeah, I've never really had a problem with her having confidence. Ever since she was really young, I took her out places like this to have her just explore on her own. But obviously, as we do this more and more, as she matures, just really the prey drive kicks in. So she just knows what she's looking for, what we're looking for, so she just goes for it, which is awesome. Well, looks like there's no bird here, so we will keep going and see you in a bit. Okay, we got a pretty strong point dead ahead. Ah, whoa! 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 We're pretty close to them. Definitely excited. It wasn't responding to the caller commands, so I'm going to check it. But like I said, just great training opportunities. We used to have a pigeon coop, pigeons, but now it's awesome for training. but had to get rid of them, and so don't really have good access to birds other than coming out here. So gotta take advantage of it. Oh, there's a bunch of deer on the horizon. Whoa. Okay. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl, Ember. I'm gonna check her collar. Ember, here. Good girl. Come here. Heel. That's tight enough. Okay, go find him. Good girl. Alright, I think we're gonna head across. Like go across and up, and then see what that ridge line looks like. They call this Squaw Butte. Never been up there. And I think if we can take that over, we'll come down, go down, and we've got to head way back that way. It's such a nice day. She's having fun. She's just been running non-stop. We have another point. Good girl! Good girl, Ember! Go find him! Good girl! and they're holding tight. It's funny, I always like to sniffle when I get close because I know that'll startle them. Oh, where is she? Oh, there she is. Good girl, Ember. Good girl. Okay, let's go. So, I don't know if you can tell, but she does have a orange collar on. It's kind of hard to see, especially with this light. But you can see there's a lot of just brown rocks out here, and she's brown. And so a lot of times, I'll lose her out here because, especially if she's on point, it's hard to pick her out. And so, as you know, a lot of the German Shorthairs, they've got so many different color patterns. She's more like a liverone. And a lot of them will have white tails, and she's definitely got that. And there's this concept of flagging, and so when they're on point, it's usually from the excitement they'll be wagging their tail, which they call flagging. And I actually don't mind it with her, especially because it's white. A lot of times she might be on point, or she might be behind something I can't see her, but then if I scan, I just see that little white tail flagging, and it really just allows me to pick her up easy. I know for like the professionals and for the hunt trials, dog trials with AKC, NAVDA, what have you, they want the dog to be perfectly still. But I find that that's just not very useful out here in the wild. It's just really being able to pick her up by her moving tail just really helps, and of course the GPS tracker would help as well. But you know, and then as I get closer to her, you know, then she will lock up and she'll just become perfectly still, and that's cool to see. But it's funny because the way I've trained her, and maybe it's just her breeding and instinct, I'm sure it is actually, but a lot of times I'll know if there's birds around because her tail will start flagging non-stop, and that tells me that something's around. That no, not just like, you know, a squirrel or something, but an actual bird that she's trained to find, that we hunt. Good girl, Ember. So I don't know, let me know what your schools of thought on tail flagging is with your pointers. Put that in the comments, and yeah, see you in a bit. I might have another point. Wow, they're really holding tight today. Another group of 2 Huns. Good girl, Ember. Good girl. Yeah, the first one was definitely a mulligan. Kind of got too excited, but now she kind of knows what I expect of her. Good girl, Ember. Yeah, she saw him moving over here, smelling something. Then she locked up. Then she adjusted a little, locked up, adjusted and locked up. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a very slight breeze today. So she's still able to catch direction. So far all the points have been coming kind of this way. Good girl. Yeah, you might be wondering like, well, what's the point, because you're not getting any, you keep missing the birds, you're not getting any retrieve practice, but we can do that with bumpers. Honestly, if you've seen the videos, her retrieve is amazing. I'm really not worried about that. We do play fetch from time to time at home, and she always brings it back, heels on my left side, holds it until I'm ready, brings it back to basically fetch to my hand. So she's just been an amazing dog. Alright, we gotta start climbing and go up and check it out up there. So she was running, and she got scent of something, and then she actually bumped these birds here. Another couple of hunts. Whoa! There's nothing there yet, but I want her to just to hold until I release her. Okay. Good girl. Good girl. That does happen from time to time. Your dog might bump a bird, and that's okay, especially if there's not much wind. But if you woe them, they better stop until you say otherwise. This really makes for a better hunt experience for both of you. So allows you guys to communicate, work together, and have fun. Good girl, Ember. Good girl. Grab a point. Good girl. I think there's a checker. Wow, they're really holding tight today. And there's not much wind, so they can definitely hear me. Good girl, Ember. I'm guessing these ones haven't been hunted in a while, if at all. There's definitely a difference between birds that are pressured, used to being hunted. You can tell we started climbing. Pretty steep and rocky, so that's good checker country. Good girl, Ember. Good girl. That was great. Alright, more climbing to do. Alright, well, we made it up to the top. One single checker just spooked. Turn over here. Good girl! Wow. We're right on top of that one. That startled me. Good girl, Ember! I don't know if you could hear the howling. There's some coyotes out here too. Good girl, Ember! Good girl! That was a good one. We had a front row seat to that. Good girl. Go find him. Well, we're up on the ridge now. Came up over there. And go up there. Then we'll come down and start heading back. Good girl. Come on, girl. Definitely, our lips are cold. Definitely more of a breeze right now. Good girl. Well, we just busted a pretty big covey right here. Good girl! I was distracted. Couldn't tell if she was on point, but yeah. Good girl, Ember. That's a pretty good covey. Good girl. Oh, that's frustrating. My GoPro just shut off. But on a good covey too. That's what I don't like about the GoPros. They're great when they work, but a lot of times they just don't work. I mean, it's not that cold today, but anyways, you saw in the last clip, she was on point on the rock pile. I walked up. Good girl. Good girl, Ember. Go get him. Go get him. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl, Ember. Good girl. Go find him. Wow, the GoPro stayed on that time. Shocker. Well, I think we found plenty of birds. You can tell she's getting a little frustrated that we're not getting any. But it's not hunting season, girl. I'm sorry. Good girl. Alright, it's been quite a while. We're gonna head back and call it a day. Good girl! Good girl, Ember! Come on! Yeah, yeah! It's kind of frustrating not being able to shoot them. Good girl, Ember. Wasn't planning on that, but I saw it on point and I had to honor it. Good girl. I can tell she's getting tired. I'm definitely tired. So I got a ways to go.